So did 441 Marshall's peace, love, and all that goodness. Eat the thumbs. Where we at though? Here we are at grounding, catching the vibe. We want to talk about some astro. We building on astro. Yeah, man, that's my actual heart. I love astrology because you're able to access the Akashic records in a manner where you know how to handle your life's mission, and you know the weather. It's just like checking the weather on the physical plane. You want to check the weather on the spiritual plane as well. So that's astrology. And right now we have Saturn conjunct Neptune, and this is a big deal. They're both in the beginning stages of Aries. They're a baby. So we're birthing new life of spiritual, unseen, untapped potentials. So how do we access it really though? Because Saturn, you're not just gonna give it to you. We already know this. You're gonna have to work at it. Saturn being in the first house of Aries, you're dealing with get up and try it again. So how do you even get to the point where you gotta get up? You gotta try it. You gotta give it a try. You gotta do it. So you'll keep tweaking it. Things will keep getting better. And the spiritual nudge from Neptune, Neptune is in the second degree of Aries. The spiritual nudge of Neptune will give a softer view for Saturn. Saturn is also in Aries, so Aries is a playful nature. Saturn is in a nicer mood these days. So we're gonna get a new cycle. We've receiving it right now to begin with Saturn and go on this journey of discipline, structures, reserves, and physical creations. Neptune is going to ask us to stay in the ethers. It's going to ask us to have faith in the unseen. It's going to ask us to make sure that we are with our spiritual team and make sure that we're able to call them up on that phone and be like, hey, look, I just did so and so. Is that what you want me to do? They be like, yeah, you good. Boom. All right, bet. I just wanted to make sure. I wasn't sure. Or they might be like, no, mother. I need you to do X, Y, and Z. Go back down there and do da. So it goes a few different ways. You really want to gauge it based on your specific chart because Neptune is really tricky if you don't understand it in your chart. Because for an example, Neptune in the sixth house may be a little more concerned with the way they're dressed. Neptune in the eighth house may be a little more concerned with the etheric, unseen potential of everything. So it's always going to matter about your chart. But Neptune in the first house right now, there's a new birth. There's a feeling of having a baby. It's like a baby's coming because Neptune is getting seasoned with Saturn's discipline. Hi, hello, peace, y'all. Thanks for tapping in. Thanks for tapping in. But Neptune is getting seasoned with that structure of Saturn, so it's not so lost out into the ethers. So it has like a kind of like a handle on it. So when Neptune gets too far, can pull them back a little bit. Hey, look, you're too far out of bounds. Just check my last video I just did on spiritual attacks. I was talking about going out of bounds. And if you go too far out of bounds, you're not going to be able to score the touchdown. Football reference. So it's important that we structure new spiritual faculties. We begin new spiritual journeys and new things that will harness this energy. Aries is a very powerful, powerful um, energy. And oh, cool, from Russia. Peace, family. Thank you. We're that is a powerful energy, and you want to harness it with the structure of discipline, because Aries is the baby, the child, the new birth. And what do you got to do with a new birth? You got to train them, change the diaper. You got to put the baby in the crib, make sure it can't fall out. So you got to be very sensitive to your spiritual gifts right now. A lot of us are able to access the spiritual gifts that we were brought on this earth to use. And sometimes it can be a little bit unnerving. You don't know how to use them. You don't know what to do. And it's important to just continue working at it, working on it, and you'll perfect it. You'll never perfect anything by not doing it and just waiting on it. So just like a new video game, you got to break the package open and you got to play ball. So I encourage everyone to look forward to giving it a try, doing something new, working on a new craft, getting back into a craft that you quit doing, getting back into a business that you you put off, get your structures together when it comes to the affairs that you want to create. So if you want something to happen, you got to do it yourself. You know what I mean? It's always the best thing for you. Do something yourself, you get it done just right. You feel what I mean? Excuse me, let me get some water. Yeah. Also, Jupiter moving into Cancer is important as well, because Cancer is the opposite side of Saturn. And if Jupiter is in Cancer, expanding your potential there, the ability to transfer it over into Capricorn energy is just a pinch away. So manifestations and quantum leaps are very possible right now. Me, I have some very particular aspects in my chart that Neptune is allowing me um, mental upgrade. I have conjunct my Mercury right now. So that energy looks like a a the Matrix movie when they plugged him up and he was like getting all the like downloads and everything. His eyes was like twitching and then he come out and he knows everything. That's basically where you're at. So you want to give yourself a slow pace. You want to give yourself the ability to observe everything. You don't want to be moving so fast to the point where you forget to capitalize on something. You have many different moving parts out here in this matrix, and there's a lot of things here for you to maximize your potential. We just have to pay attention to it, and it's not always the physical nature of things. You can sit and be with yourself, and you can realize that thoughts come to you, ideas come to you, different realizations, reflections on the past, things that you did right, wrong, or indifferent. So this is what you call shadow work, and it involves you looking at that astrology chart. That astrology chart is very important. So let's see what's going on in your own chart. Hit your boy Wise Eye up, and we can delegate about it. You know what I mean? Y'all send me a message or send me a comment on where Saturn and Neptune in Aries is in your chart. Like what part of the wheel is it? If you don't know, take a picture of it. If you don't know, send me a birthday. I'll tell you where it is and what to do with it. You feel me? That's how we do out here, y'all. I'm gonna get going. Y'all be peace. Love.